Good afternoon, Miss Andini and everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Isha Febrianti. Since your English is very good, Miss Andini, so here I would like to try to do a presentation in English too. But I'm so sorry if maybe there will be a wrong pronunciation or grammar. So here is my presentation. A reflective writing in green infrastructure. Okay. There will be 5 topics and 1 case study. The first topic is green infrastructure management. Green infrastructure management is an umbrella term for a strategically planned and managed network of green areas, conservation sites, working lands, and water bodies capable of delivering a wide range of benefits for humans and ecosystems. By Benedict and McMahon, 2006, Rose and Banster Osa, 2013. GI plays a role in rainwater management, flood control, air quality improvement, and biodiversity conservation with elements such as rain gardens, green roofs, bioswales, and permeable pavement tailored to the characteristic of the region. The implementation of GI provides tangible benefits, including water runoff control, reduction of the heat island, and improve air quality. So, building an urban environment design must consider ecological functions and environmental resilience, not just structural aspects. Topic 1 is presented by Group 1 and 2. Each presentation must include a case study relevant to the topic being discussed. The case studies discussed by Group 1 and 2 consist of domestic and international case studies. The domestic case studies discussed are the Gelora Bung Karno, urban forest, the use of insulting glass in the BCA Tower and Pacific Mall, and the utilization of waste into several finished products such as asphalt from plastic, fuel, and paving blocks. The international case studies discussed are the rain garden in Japan, bioswales in Hong Kong, permeable pavement in Pontianak, and the application of sponge cities in China. Okay, we go to the second topic. The second topic is about green is the new gray. This course discusses the transition from gray infrastructure to green infrastructure. The discussion covers comparisons between gray infrastructure and green infrastructure, the transition from gray to green infrastructure from a global and national perspective. Gray infrastructure refers to structures that are built, engineered, and physical nature, often made of concrete or other durable materials. These include roads, railways, canals, energy ports, levees, embankment, seawall centers, and breakwater for river and coastal flood protection, closed drainage system for stormwater management, such as storm sewers and concrete retention ponds, and air conditioning or cooling centers to cope with extreme heat. This is by Global Center on Adaptation, 2022. In response to the climate crisis and demand for sustainable development, green infrastructure has emerged as an alternative solution that utilizes natural processes and systems. Unlike gray infrastructure, which is monofunctional, green infrastructure offers a multifunctional approach. Its main benefits are not limited to ecological functions such as better rainwater management, flood reduction, and improved air quality, but also include socioeconomic benefits, including the provision of recreational spaces, improved public health, and the potential for lower life cycle costs. Topic 2, presented by Group 3 and 4. The case studies discussed by Group 3 and 4 is also consists domestic and international case studies. The domestic studies discussed is the Lebak Bulus TOD and Surabaya Flora Park projects demonstrate the potential for gray-green integration in the country. However, the failure of coastal defense projects in Tangerang and Bekasi reminds us that building green infrastructure requires a robust environmental analysis, public participation, and long-term maintenance systems. The international case study discussed is climate adaptation in Rotterdam and the restoration of the Chongyangchon River in Seoul show that shifting from grey infrastructure to green infrastructure restores ecological function and improves public spaces. Okay, we continue to the third topic. The third topic is Sustainable Development Goals and Green Infrastructure. Topic 3 of the Green Infrastructure Management course discusses Sustainability Development Goals or SDGs and Green Infrastructure. The discussion covers concepts and a general overview at the global and national levels regarding SDGs and the implementation of GI in achieving SDGs. The Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, are a global development agenda that provides direction for countries to achieve sustainable development in social, economic, and environmental terms. In this context, green infrastructure is one of the key strategies that plays an important role in supporting the achievement of the SDGs. Green infrastructure not only function ecologically but also supports social, economic, health, and sustainability. Its implementation is highly relevant to achievement of various SDGs such as SDG 6, it is clean water and sanitation, SDG 11, it is sustainable cities and communities, SDG 13, it is climate action, and SDG 15, it is life on land. Topic 3 is presented by Group 5 and 6. The case studies discussed by Group 5 and 6 is also consists of domestic and international case studies. One of the domestic case studies discussed is cooperation between Government of Indonesia and Switzerland in supporting SDGs 13 and 17 through the Green Building Program in Semarang. This cooperation increases local capacity, public awareness, and SDG contribution to green building. The international case studies discussed is the Highline Park in New York City. This linear park built on top of old railroad tracks. This project transformed abandoned industrial infrastructure into a modern, ecologically functional, and aesthetically pleasing public green space. The Highline is a successful example of how green infrastructure can be implemented in densely populated urban areas through the reuse of built-up areas. The implementation of green infrastructure both in Indonesia and internationally has had a tangible impact on the achievement of the SDGs, although there are still obstacles such as financing, lack of public awareness, and the need of stronger regulatory support. Okay, so the fourth topic is hydrology and water management in green infrastructure management. Topic 4 of the Green Infrastructure Management course discuss hydrology and water management in green infrastructure. The discussion covers stormwater management and flood control in GI, detailed explanation of rain gardens, swales, bioswales, as well as water quality improvement and infiltration. The main objective of implementing green infrastructure management, or GIM, is to create a built environment that is adaptive to climate change, reduce the impact of stormwater runoff, and supports the balance of urban systems. Effective implementation of GIM also contributes to the achievement of sustainability development goals, particularly in the aspect of sustainable cities in settlement, or SDG 11. Topic 4 is presented by Group 1 and 2. The case studies discussed by Group 1 and 2 is also consist of domestic and international case studies. One of the domestic case studies discussed is permeable pavement, bioswale, and planar boxes as flood control models in densely populated residential areas of Medan City by Budiana and Nurmaida, 2022. This study provides that the application of GI on a micro scale can be efficient, inexpensive, and sustainable flood control strategy. The community-based GIM approach is key to its successful implementation in densely populated urban areas. The international case studies discussed is urban green infrastructure, bridging biodiversity conservation and sustainable urban development through adaptive management approach, Frontiers in Ecology and Evolution by Wang Di, Xu, PW and BW, and Guo QP 2024. GI can be a strategic solution in sustainable infrastructure planning and development, particularly in the field of civil engineering. Collaboration between academics, government, and the community is needed to ensure its effective and sustainable implementation. Okay, we go to the last topic. The last topic is the implementation of green infrastructure in crucial sector. Okay, this course is discuss the application of GI in crucial sectors. The discussion covers the application of GI in sustainable forest management, the agricultural sector, and urban design that is adaptable to climate change. The application of green infrastructure in the forestry, agriculture, and urban sectors is a strategic approach to the strengthening environmental resilience to climate change. In forest management, GI plays a role in maintaining a land cover, controlling erosion, and improving ecosystem functions. In the agricultural sector, GI helps increase productivity while maintaining sustainability through environmentally friendly practices such as agroforestry, soil and water conservation, and adaptive farming systems. Meanwhile, in urban design, GI supports the creation of more resilient urban areas through the development of green open spaces, natural infiltration systems, and spatial planning that takes climate risks into account. Despite providing significant benefits, the implementation of GI faces various challenges such as land use conflict, limited funding, lack of technical understanding, and minimal policy integration. Therefore, synergy between the government, academic, the community, and the private sector is needed to strengthen regulation, improve technical capacity, provide sustainable funding, and encourage community participation. With planned and collaborative implementation, green infrastructure can become an important foundation for sustainable development and environmental quality improvement in Indonesia. Okay, and now we go to the case study. The case study is evaluation of the effects of runoff water on the Foncama Plain in the urban commune of Parana, Republic of Guinea, written by Abdoulaye Cisse, Mamodo Baconte, Alamara Camara, and Yakuba Camara. This research was conducted in 2024 in the Republic of Guinea. Okay, the research objective. This research objective aims to assess the effects of runoff water on flood basins and structures. Okay, and the third one is research method. The methodology consisted of, the first one is consulting documents and resource person. The second one is visiting the field. The third one is studying the state of the plain. The last one is collecting, processing, and analyzing data. Okay, I will explain the first method. It is field visit. What should we do on the field visit is, the first one, identifying submersion basins, locus, and structures affected by runoff. The second one is studying the effects of runoff water. The third one is assessing the effects of runoff and on structures and submersion basins. And the last one is identifying anthropogenic actions. Okay, and the next step is site visit. What should we do on site visit is, the first one, identifying runoff water entry points, the state of degradation, and then measuring affected channels, and then opening of profiles at the entry points of runoff water, and then sampling of deposited materials, and then in situ evaluation, and then evaluation of runoff effects during the study research period, then determination of volume of soil brought into the flood basins, into the belt channels, and into the central channel. The next one is influx of deposit by runoff water from April to October 2014. And the last one is determination of depth of the superimposed layers during study period. The next method is sampling of non-decomposable materials. The samples were taken in 5 different locations, namely in the submersion basins, in the irrigation or drainage channel per meter square. The field activities focus on the collection and transport of sample in order to know the weight and surface are occupied by the components. The next method is opening of profiles. The profile was opened in order to determine the height of the layers of soil previously deposited by the runoff water. And then the last one is determination of the volume soil in the channels. This evaluation method make it possible to actually know the volumes of soil deposit in the protection channel in order to proceed with their cleaning. Okay, so the result of this research is the belt channels of the north and south parts were chosen to determine the influx of deposits by runoff water per month during the year 2014 from January to October, depending on the rainfall. During the dry and rainy season, the assessment were carried out the channel and the submersion basins. It is clear from the runoff influences the southern side of the plain much more than the northern side. This is explained by the concentration of human activities on the watershed that feeds this site. Okay, and the last one is conclusion. The conclusion is, in light of the results of our research work, the anthropogenic and edapoclimatic conditions are favorable to runoff on the one hand, and on the other hand, to the deposition of non-decomposable materials such as plastic, fabric, and etc., and organic materials in submersion basins. This study can serve as basis for research aimed at strengthening knowledge in the context of evaluating the effects of runoff water on rice plains in the Republic of Guinea for sustainable agriculture. Okay, and now we go through the last part of this presentation is the conclusion. So the conclusion is green infrastructure is an approach that utilizes natural processes and elements to manage stormwater runoff, improve environmental quality, and minimize the negative impact of development on ecosystem. Green infrastructure has many benefits, particularly in supporting sustainable development. Green infrastructure encompasses a variety of solutions involving vegetation, soil, and nature-based infrastructure, such as swales, bioswales, rain garden, roofs, constructed wetlands, permeable pavements, and others. Okay. That's all my presentation. Thank you. Goodbye.